p.m. Yeah, so I don't think the nightlife in the Hanoi is developed. Yeah, I think it's boring.
It's boring, you think,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah,
So you don't have maybe nightlife. You can't experience
yeah,
nightlife in Hanoi. Okay, and we have sentence here. Okay, of course, if I don't know this, Wei Wien is
yeah,
known for its busy nightlife with a variety of bars and pubs. Okay, so
yeah.
I wrote the meaning of pub here. Of course, you may know, but it's not bad to review again. Pub
Mm,
is a place where people go to buy and drink alcoholic drinks and where
mm,
meals
mm,
often served. So we have meals and, something like alcoholic drinks. So
yeah,
both of them, of
yeah,
course,
yeah,
pubs. So is this a city in Vietnam?
yeah. I know Bhutan is a famous nightlife in Ho Chi Minh City.
Yeah.
So yeah, it can open until the 4 a.m. tomorrow, the next day.
Of
Yeah, I
course.
know that, and I think it's really nightlife.
Yeah, you can see, of course, it's really, we don't say it's really nightlife because nightlife is noun, okay?
Mm,
It's not
yeah,
adjective. So you can say it's really lively. It means,
yeah,
lively
mm,
means you can
mm,
see, of course, it's really lively. So you can say
yeah,
something like this. Okay, and famous. Of course, famous is a really, really good and common adjective, but sometimes you can use well noun as well. So why not? Well noun. So
yeah.
both are synonyms, so you can use both of them. Okay. And public transport. Okay, do you normally use public transport to actually go somewhere in your city or you drive?
Mm, yeah, I think in Hanoi, public transport is not development. The personal vehicle very um, popular.
Yeah, of
So yeah,
course. So it's not really developed. It's not
yes,
developed, of course, so it's not developed. Okay. And what just let me say something about, is and does, some verbs that you use with ed. When you say, for example, develop, let me write something here that is really important to develop. Okay. Of
yeah,
course, you can use it's not developed, of course, but you need to know this is passive voice. And when you say it's not developed by governments. So we
mm,
need someone who
mm,
does this
mm,
development. So,
mm,
but when say it doesn't, okay, it doesn't develop,
mm,
it means, of course, its own. Actually, we don't need any other no subject,
mm,
okay, to
mm,
do this
mm,
action. So actually, this is something like, the difference between active and, passive sentence. So you need to pay attention. When you use passive voice, of course, it's correct. Say it's not developed. For
mm,
example, uh, my city it's not developed. Okay, it's not
mm,
developed. It means by government.
mm,
So
mm,
something like this. But you say actually it didn't develop.
mm,
Yeah, it hasn't developed. Okay, it hasn't developed. So present perfect, past simple. So you can use all them. Okay, so pay
mm,
attention to the difference between passive and active. Of course, one session I would talk about passive voice. That is
mm,
really, really good grammar,
yeah,
useful and really good grammar. I would talk about it in detail, but now
mm,
you just need to know this. Okay, well, keep going. Okay, green space. Yeah. So do you have lots of green spaces in Hanoi?
yes. In Hanoi, Hanoi has some green space, but I think it's very small. Yeah, not large.
Of course, nowadays, of course, we encounter lack of green space,
Yeah,
maybe all around the world due to over, buildings and something like this. For example, they try to destroy forests, jungles, green spaces in order to build, okay, more buildings. So what do you think? Okay, do you think having green space is really essential for countries and cities, or no, you think no, we can go to jungle if we need?
Mm. I think green space very important for every area, uh, especially in the city. Green space is great significant
Yeah.
because it's the green space might be um, a space for the people they want to do exercise or build a playground for children. Uh, on the other hand, the green space will improve the the environment and
Mhm.
decline the air pollution.
Yeah, of course, of course. And very good. Just, significant. That was really good. But significant is adjective. So
Mm,
significant increase, or if you want to use it afterward, you see, it's, we can see it's increase, for example, it's increasing significantly. So adverb,
yeah,
significantly after verb,
yeah.
significant before verb. Okay. Well, so we learned some words: metropolis, nightlife, public transport, and green space.
Mm,
Okay, well, let's complete people's opinion about where they live. Use the phrases in brackets to help you. So there
mm.
are lots of beautiful
Place.
places, of course, like
Place.
houses,
Yeah.
of course, and there
The public transport system is great.
of
Mm.
course, public transport, or for example, trams and underground. Very good. Number three, it's a problem in the morning.
Congestion, congestion,
Yeah.
congestion.
Okay. A lot of you say congestion. Okay. So, and you can say, for example, it's a problem in the morning because there's a lot of, you want to say lots of cars. You can say there's cars density, you know? Now
Mm.
you can use a cars density. Okay. So you can say, and people are always very
Uh, mm. Kind and pleasant.
yeah, can be, for example, kind and something helpful.
Mm.
Helpful, maybe they want to help you, so helpful.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Or sometimes, okay. Sometimes they stop to talk or help you, so they can be really mean. You
yeah.
know? Of course, let me change the color. They can be really mean. Let me, okay. So, and
Mm.
the thing I like best is the parks. There are lots of,
Green space.
of course, green space is very good. Okay, so The problem is that there's a lot of, for example, illegal activities. So just give me an example of illegal activities. Kidnapping, robbing, something like this.
Yeah.
Of course. And so it's an industrial city. So it's very
Pollution.
okay, pollution is noun. Polluted is an adjective. It's very polluted. It means full of, air and water not clean. Okay, so full of pollution means polluted. Polluted is an adjective. So it's very polluted. And number 8, I don't like going into the city because it's very
crowded.
Yeah, of course, populous, crowded, or congested. So 9, it has a great
Light 9.
very good nightlife.
Night.
Yeah. And number 10,
Peaceful.
peaceful, clean. Okay, of course. Clean
Peaceful.
and peaceful, of course. Okay, well, so we have an idiom, hustle and bustle. We have this idiom. It means noisy and busy. Okay, so for example, you can say New York is really hustle and bustle, and I love the hustle and bustle of New York. So busy and noisy. So we can say, as you can see, we have this adjective bustling here. It means busy, crowded. So hustle and bustle means busy and noisy. So I love the hustle and bustle of New York. It means, it's really busy and noisy. Okay, well, let's talk about what. This one, let me close this. Okay, I'm going to show you something else. Well, look at this actually phrases. Clef sentences with what? What is clef sentence? Okay, why do we make it? Okay. Sometimes, of course, we have some other clef sentences, but what is with what is one of them. Okay. Sometimes we're going to emphasize information. Okay. And we need to actually emphasize a part of a sentence. So how? For example, I say, when I meet someone for the first time, actually their smile is really important to me. This is a normal sentence. Now I want to emphasize it. Okay, I say, what is really important to me is, for example, people's smile. So I can emphasize the second something that is really important to me. I can bold it, I can emphasize it using what. But actually there is some ways, maybe to use what. Sometimes my sentence includes be, okay, like is. A person's smile is really important to me. My verb is be, is. Now, when I want to make a clef sentence using what, I have 2 be's here. Why? Because after what, I need be. What is really important to me? Now, again, is a person's smile. Now, sometimes I don't have be. For example, I always notice a person's hands. There is no be. Okay, so what I always notice is person's hands. Now, this verb be can be are or is. Depends on this part. For example, I always notice a person's hands and shoes. So, what I always notice are person's hands and shoes, because actually I'm talking about two items. So, this is the meaning of a clef sentence. For example, what I like about New York, what I like about, for example, New York, okay, is something. What I like about. So you can use what, this clef sentence with what, for many reasons, in many actually different shapes and forms. Or what I dislike. What I dislike about. For example, New York, what I dislike is. So you can say something like this. Now, as you can see, I don't have be, just like, dislike. What I hate about, okay? What I like, what I dislike, okay? For example, what I see at the first meet is person's teeth, for example. Okay, so this is clef sentence. So you can add what and a form of be to a sentence when you want to emphasize information. If we have be, okay, the resulting sentence is called clef sentence. And sometimes for sentences with verbs other than be, okay, some irregular verbs, insert what at the beginning of the sentence and a form of be after the main verb. Okay?
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, I think so.
So, of course, we need to do some exercise. So let me close this and open the book. Now, you have something like what I like about, what I dislike about. Okay, it's your turn. Tell me. Tell me about something, what you like and what you dislike about your hometown.
What I like about my hometown is peaceful.
Is
Peaceful.
okay, is peaceful. So let me say something. Uh, Peaceful is an adjective. Okay, so is peace is what? We need a noun here. Or is being peaceful. Okay, so you need, some is that, for example, is that it's really peaceful. So if you want to use peaceful, you need to complete it. But for example, what I like about my hometown is peace and calm. Something like calmness, peace. So this actually, I need noun here. Very good. Okay, dislike.
What about I did like my hometown is infrastructures infrastructures are not developed.
Okay, so it's not developed. So what I dislike about hometown is that if you want to make another sentence, don't forget about putting that. Is that it's not developed, it's something like this. Okay, or it hasn't developed, so something like this. Okay, very good. Okay, now I give you some sentences and you try to change them. For example, I always, so let me write here. It's better to write it. So let me write this and you can make. I always notice the way, for example, people look at me. Make a left sentence.
Sorry?
Okay, make a cleft sentence using what?
Yeah. I will notice.
No, make it cleft. Now, I'm gonna make it. What? I put what? Now, what I always notice is the way people look at me. That is really easy. You only need to put what, and then the first part. After that, we need be, and the second part of sentence. Another example. Okay. For example, I pay attention to, for example, people manner.
And club sentence is I pay attention, right?
What I pay attention, what I pay attention
What?
is
Yeah. What I always pay attention is yeah
people's manner.
Yeah, people manner.
Of course. Now you don't need to use to because we have is. So you don't need. Okay. So, or you can say what I pay attention to, okay, is because preposition to is a part of pay attention. So what I pay attention to is people's manner. So divide your sentence into two parts. After what and the second. Okay, another. For example, I really dislike, for example, drop, I don't know, cities.
What I really dislike is drop city.
Excellent. Okay, very good. It's drop city. Okay, so or now you can use are. Why? Because cities, you are talking about some, you have plural, so you can say what I really dislike are drop cities. Okay, so this is the definition, and of course everything about craft with what. Get it?
Yeah. Yes.
Very good. Okay, so for example, now you can use this sentence. Make a sentence using this. For example, what I really like about my hometown is.
What I really like my hometown is perfect weather.
Of course, very good. Well, now I'm gonna play the audio. Okay, let's listen for people talking about different cities in the world. Which city, okay, has these things? So let me play this audio. Okay. Give me a moment. I hope I can find. Please, please. We have problem. Okay, so let me find it. Thank you. That's great. It takes time to find it. They're not in order, you know?
Yeah.
So let me play it. Okay. If I can find. So let's do the next part while I'm okay. So it's your turn. While I'm finding the listening. Okay, so you need to talk. Okay. You say why? Describe the city that you're living. Okay, now, of course, we talked about the city that you live now. Okay, so I'm not going to ask you again. Okay, of course, we're located, we know. So what you like and dislike. Okay, well, I'm going to ask you another thing. Describe your country, what you like, what you dislike. If you can change something, what would it be? So, for example, something like this.
Yeah. I what I like to live is my country is cheap.
Is
I think
reasonable price. Is cheap? No. Okay, don't use never. You know, when you are talking, when you're making clap sentence, don't use adjective after is. Because, okay, you can use is, but adjective. But after adjective, we need another noun. Okay? So, but you can say is reasonable price, is cheap price. Okay? So we
yeah.
need something cheap only when say is cheap. What is cheap? Okay, so pay attention.
Or if I use for example the some of necessary good are cheap.
Okay.
For example, the foods and service and lot of service.
Okay, are good and okay. So of course, for example, service is good. So you can say, but you have service. You have service, the noun before is. So you mentioned what is good. But when you say what I like is cheap, I say what is cheap? What I like is cheap price. You know, I need something. I need you to mention it. Okay. So correct. Now keep going. Okay, and
What I
what I
what I like to live in Vietnam is is a lot of nice place.
okay, so what I like about living in Vietnam is, for example, so you need to pay attention how to use. When I say what, for example, what I like with live in Vietnam is not correct. So what I like about living in Vietnam, okay? Is it difficult?
Yeah, yeah.
So, okay. No,
Sometimes it's like me confused.
of course, you know, just, that is really easy. It's a really a
Yes.
structure. Let me say, I have what, after what I have subject, I, or
Yeah.
sometimes you, what you like about me, is my kindness, for example. Okay. Or, so the first part, what, and subject that normally is I, because I'm talking about myself. What I, now I need a verb here. What I like, what I hate, what I, for example, see. Okay. What I like about Vietnam, about living in Vietnam. Okay. Now is, okay, is what? Is, for example, is beautiful places. You can use any noun, but if you want to use adjective, you need to noun after adjective. Is beautiful place. Is cheap price. Okay? Get it?
Yeah, I think so.
I hope. Okay, so the audio is ready. Let's listen to this audio and then we can talk about it. Okay, so let me play. I hope it's correct.
Unit 10, Society, Recording 1. 1.
Rick, you've lived in Dubai for, what, 4 years, right?
Yeah, 4 years.
So what's it like living in Dubai?
Well, I read that Dubai is one of the world's fastest growing cities, so there are a lot of people, and it's very crowded. It's a great city for shopping and going out. and it has a really good nightlife with lots of bars and clubs.
Is it a safe city?
Yes, there isn't a lot of crime. The streets are very safe. But one of the biggest problems is the traffic. Everyone drives a car here. Petrol is still cheap, so the traffic's terrible. One good thing is the taxis, though. There are lots of them, and they're cheap, so you don't have to drive.
2.
Sasha, you live in Tokyo, don't you?
That's right.
And do you like it? Do you like living in Tokyo?
Yeah, Tokyo is a great city to live in. People think it's very expensive, but actually you can buy Japanese food in the supermarkets quite cheaply, and eating out in Japanese restaurants isn't expensive either.
How about getting around? What's the public transport like?
There's a really good public transport system here. The metro system is fantastic. It's very fast and it's cheap, so lots of people use it. That's the only problem. It gets very crowded.
And what do you like best about living in Tokyo?
Oh, the food, definitely. I love Japanese food. And the green spaces. There are lots of parks and green spaces, so it's less polluted than you think.
3.
What about Sydney? What's Sydney like, Charlie?
Sydney is one of the best cities in the world. There are lots of young, friendly people living here, so there's a really good atmosphere. The streets are clean and safe, and there are lots of things to see and do. There are beautiful buildings like the Opera House. You can sit and watch the boats on the harbour. And it has one of the most beautiful coastlines in the world.
What's the weather like? Is it really hot?
The weather is perfect. It's never too hot and never too cold. You can eat outside all year round, so there's a great cafe culture, with lots of places on the street selling really good coffee.
So are there any problems?
Problems? Not really. Traffic, I suppose. Too much traffic and a terrible public transport system.
Okay. Well, perfect weather.
Yeah. I think the one is Sydney.
Mm-hmm. 2.
So is Tokyo.
Okay. 3.
3 Sydney.
4.
4 Dubai.
Dubai. 5.
5 I'm not really, but I think it's my Sydney.
No, I know he talked about Japanese food. I think, something like this. I heard something like this. So I think
Yeah.
Tokyo. Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
6.
Say Tokyo.
And very good. And 7.
7 Sydney.
Of course. Okay, very good. Good job. Well, so of course. Let me ask about Hanoi. Okay, is Hanoi the most crowded city in Vietnam?
I'm not sure, but I think it's one of most
Yeah, it's
crowded
really
city.
crowded.
And
Yeah.
I think Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City is the same crowded in Vietnam.
Yeah, and do you normally see people from other countries in Hanoi?
I have been visited a lot of big city in Vietnam.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think Hanoi and Ho Chi Minh City is more crowded in Vietnam.
Yes, of course, very good. It's the most crowded city. Okay, that's great. So just let me ask you if you have any questions related to the sport, anything, issues, anything that you want to ask me related to the sport.
I think I don't have any question.
So that's
But
great. Actually, it can, it can be good, and sometimes we can say it can be really good, and sometimes it can be bad. When you don't have any question, it means everything is really clear. So that's great. But sometimes, we say, I don't have any question because, I didn't get anything. So of course it was something, like, of course you understood everything, and that's really good. So
yeah.
but if you have any questions, you can ask me. Just, I want to do something. I will send you the video, okay, that I told you about the best cities in the world to live, okay?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I ask you to watch this video when you have time, during the week, watch this video, and then I want you to choose one cities, okay, one of the cities, okay, and write to me why you like it. So for example, I choose, I don't know, something like Sydney, and why. Okay, so you will watch this video and then you will write to me. This is your assignment, your task for next session, okay?
Yes, sure.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. It was really good time to talk to you, and have a really good day and week, and see you next session at the same time.
Yeah, thank you, and see you on next session.
Thank you. Goodbye. See you.
Yeah, bye.